What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut, the new source for sports news and entertainment. Today, we're going to get into the top 10 2023 draft prospects on my draft board. That is right, I'm going to give you the 10 best players heading into the next draft. Before I get started, though, if you have not taken the time to hit the subscribe button, make sure you do. I am giving away a PlayStation 5 disc edition with the game of your choice. Once I hit 100,000 subscribers, all you got to do to be entered to win is just be an active subscriber and leave comments in the comment section. That is all. But without further ado, let's get into this vaulted top 10 2023 draft. That's right, we're going to go through the top prospects in this year's draft coming up. A lot of people are looking forward to this draft because of the number one player. We'll get into that, of course. But let's start with number 10, because number 10, you really can go 10 and 11. We got a set of twins. That's right. I'm going to say Asar Thompson is a little bit better than A-Man Thompson, but the player profile is pretty much the same for both players. So with the Thompson twins, they are both 6'7", 190-pound shooting guards. Excellent size, elite level athletes that play above the rim. Once again, I think Ashar is a little bit better than Amen or Amen, depending on how you want to say that or pronounce that. But they both are really good players. If you look up their highlights, really smooth looking jumper and great size for shooting guards. So that's why I said the 10 will go 10, 11, because they're both right there. And I'm going to say Asar is just a little bit better, not a whole lot better, just a little bit better. And we'll see how they project going forward, because a man can bring the game as well, or Amen, depending on how you want to pronounce that. So moving into the number 9 spot, we got Leonard Miller, a 6'10", 211-pound small forward with a smooth handle, a 3-level score, has some Paul George and Brandon Ingram in his game. Excellent size for his position, and almost was in the 2022 draft, pulled his name out at the last second. But this guy will be an excellent player for years to come, has a chance to be one of the best players in the 2023 draft altogether. Number 8, the kid out of Texas. That's right, the 6'7", small forward, 195-pound Dylan Mitchell. This kid can jump through the roof. He has excellent body control, especially when above the rim. He plays well above the rim. He lives above the rim. This kid believes he can fly. He has number one potential talent. He just has to work on taking better shot selection. The shot mechanics look really sound. But don't be surprised to see Dylan Mitchell climb into the top 5. I can see this kid rising up. Next, we got a little bit of a surprise. Coming in at number 7, we got Reek Whitehead. He will be attending the University of Duke. 6'4 and a half, 196-pound shooting guard. Now, he can play small forward as well, but with that height, I project him to be more of a shooting guard. He's a real fluid player, good athlete with two-way potential. He can guard 1 through 3. He's coming in listed as a small forward, but I think his natural position should be that shooting guard, or if you just want to call him a wing player. But Reek Whitehead, number 7. Coming in at that number 6 spot, we got Anthony Black. He will be heading to Arkansas if you want to watch him this year. He's a 6'7", 185-pound point guard. He is a big point guard, a 3-level scorer who can also play above the rim. Really good on ball. With the ball in his hands, he has great handles, good court vision, and an excellent passer. Anthony Black, watch out. Uh-oh, we about to get into the top 5. That's right, the top 5 players in this year's upcoming 2023 NBA draft. Now, got to give a shout out to all my Baylor fans, because you guys got one this year. Kiante George, 6'5", 205-pound shooting guard. This guy is big. He is explosive. He's going to give Baylor a monster. He's going to be a great person to go to get ISO buckets from any level, kind of like Joe Johnson, except he's not as big as Joe Johnson, but his ability just to put him out there and let him do his thing. This kid can get buckets from anywhere. 3-point, 2-point, dunk on you, whatever you want. This kid has a chance to move up from the 5 to inside the top 3. A lot's gonna go and depend on how the season plays out. Some of these guys that we're mentioning are gonna be playing in the overtime elite or in the G League, while some will be playing in college. But we'll watch. In Baylor, you got one. This kid can go. Coming in at number 4, we got Nick Smith, the 6'4", 170-pound shooting guard. That is right. He is should be going to Arkansas. This guy is a scoring problem. He gets buckets efficiently. He's an excellent scorer, can hit shots from anywhere on the court. I've seen people compare him to a shooter like Gilbert Arenas, Devin Booker. The kid gets buckets. Nick Smith, shooting guard. Coming in at the number 3 spot. Uh-oh. We in the top 3. That is right. It's not easy to get into the top 3. So who we got in the top 3? Cameron Whitmore, going to Villanova, the 6'7", 220-pound small forward. That is right. Every time I see this kid on the court, he looks dominant. His mid-range game is deadly. It just looks like his jumper almost is so smooth and so buttery, it looks like he's taking a layup. This kid could get buckets with the best. And when I see him on the court, if you go back and watch some of the summer games or the spring games that they took part in, this kid really stands out. He's big. He's strong. He's got athleticism. He's competing on both sides of the ball. He's a two-way force and a monster. So watch out for Cameron Whitmore to have a good season at Villanova. And don't be surprised to see Villanova come out of that Sweet 16 into that Final Four. Undercover good squad. I'm calling it that. I'm still going for my Texas boys. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we got a point guard. That is right. The number 2 player is going to be Scoot Henderson. He's 6'3", 195-pound point guard. Now, even though he's 6'3", that's actually not bad height for a point guard. We just are getting enamored with the big point guards, the Ben Simmons height. That's really rare to have point guards that big, so 6'3" is not bad. And this kid is athletic. He reminds me of a young D. Rose, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, the way he gets up and finishes. Elite level athlete at the point guard position. And he was just a teenager when I was watching him. The kid is young. So imagine him when he's like 22, just dunking on everybody. And being so young, the reason I'm listing their heights is because they still have some chance to grow. I mean, Usually you've hit your height, what you're gonna be, but in some cases, players do continue to grow. So he's still in that position where he can go from 6'3" to 6'4", 6'5", but his height's not really that much of an issue. Scoot can fly, and the kid can really play basketball. He's a good point guard, and he understands how to run a team. So who's the number one player? If Scoot could be the number one player in most drafts, who's the number one player? Well, none other than the 7'2", 209-pound center from France, Victor Wembanyama. Oh, yes, Victor Wembanyama is a problem. I've seen him be compared to Kristaps Porzingis, except this kid has a little bit more fluid handle. In fact, he has a fluid handle something like Chet Holmgren. And I can't compare him to Chet Holmgren because even though Victor is thin, he's not that thin. And he has a solid lower base where you can see he's gonna get bigger, almost like Yao Ming type legs. So you can see he can put on some weight and get bigger. I'm not saying he's gonna be Shaq big, but I could see a little bit of a Giannis Antetokounmpo transformation in his body form, where he rounds out. I don't think he'll be as big as Giannis. Giannis is a problem, but I think he can go from that, his body looking the way it is now, to looking a little bit bigger. Not to mention, this kid can really handle the ball. He has a good looking jump shot, really smooth jumper. He dunks everything. Of course, he's 7'2" with a 7'9" wingspan. I mean, he's a walking jet. So yes, he is dunking everything. He has no problem with dunking on somebody littler. And this kid could be a transcendent talent because of that handle. And I use Chet Holmgren because of the size, but you could also say a little bit of a taller Brandon Ingram, a taller, I don't want to say Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is arguably in the GOATs. I would say Kevin Durant, top 15 players of all time, top 20 at least. So I don't want to go there, but the type of handle for that type of size, this kid handle is really smooth. And he's not slow with it. He's not like Kyle Anderson, slow motion. Now, he's not as fluid and quick as a Leonard Miller at 6'10", but he's 7'2". And honestly, these two players I just mentioned, Leonard Miller, both have that real smooth handle for tall players. But Victor Wembanyama, the number one draft selection, you can go ahead and mark that. Unless some type of injury, catastrophic career-ending injury happens, expect Victor to go number one. Now, 2 through 10 is what we want to watch to see who fluctuates. Dylan Mitchell, I think, can move up in this draft class. This kid from Texas, or going to the University of Texas, I will be watching. Very explosive. The kid going to Baylor, I will be at some Baylor games checking out Kiante George, another explosive guard that is someone that I can go check out some of their games that aren't too far. So that's why I'll be giving you more in-depth analysis on those two players as compared to some of the other players where I'm just watching video footage and speaking to other people I know that go watch college games in person, and not just to watch the game, but to actually watch the player. So when I go to the games to watch college games, I'm not going just to watch the game. I'm actually going to scout certain players so I can figure out where they fit into my draft positions and my talking points. So that's why I go to the games. But guys, I can't wait to hear who you think is the top player in this year's draft. Do you think it's Victor? Do you think it's somebody else? Do you think it's one of the twins? Speaking of the twins, who do you think is better, Amin or Ashar? I mean, that's a good question. That's why I said that 10-11. We'll put them both there and let you guys choose. So I'll be checking the comments, guys, to see how you all feel about the upcoming draft and where players might stack up. But that's all I got for you on this topic. It's been fun, and your boy is out. Peace.